All right, folks, and welcome back to the 28th Annual City of Mobile Championships presented by Dynamic Disc, as well as our other wonderful sponsors you've seen there on screen. I am Dustin Mouret, back on the commentary, and I have joining me once more Chris Downey, who is on the feature card. And we're taking a look at the scores here from round number one, and it's the classic Matteo Cam Colglazier battle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you come to Mobile, that's usually what you get is Matt and Cam, and then you have, a couple guys are kind of right behind them and just trying to keep up.
Gotta love Gibney there, showing us a little bit of something extra, as we do have Matteo taking the box first, and hole one's a pretty simple shot. Just got to keep it in the fairway and not get into that tree line on the right-hand side of the fairway too much, and I think Matt's is fine. I don't think he went too deep in there.
Yeah, it does get hard to get to the basket from over there, but hopefully he kind of stayed on the edge and he has a putt.
Cam shot looking majestic, as it is going to be pin high, and he is well within circle one, so he's going to be pretty happy about that drive. As Gibney steps up next, and he's looking to kind of just follow that line, honestly.
Yeah, and it's coming out pretty good. It looks like it's going to flip over right to the basket.
You can see that Gibney's pretty confident about that shot. You know what? He earned that title because that was indeed a beautiful shot. That's pretty much picture perfect for this hole. As we have Ryan Rhodes, our new member of the lead car, coming up from Austin, Texas, and he's let that one go early, Chris.
Yeah, that's the one miss you don't want to have on this hole because it does get thick on that left side of the fairway.
Now, luckily, he didn't go too deep, Chris. It looks like he still has an approach. That's the one thing about this hole is as long as you don't go too deep in the woods, you should still be able to approach and save your par. He's just going to go for a little bit of a flick up there. Really nice touch flick, actually. I'm loving the way that's looking. And, oh, my God, he almost gave that a run.
Yeah, had a really good angle out of his hands and should be able to tap in for three.
This is Matt back here. He's actually a little bit more in the thickness than I thought he was, so he's going to have to take his time and line this one up, but trying to still see if he can't somehow find a way to fit a birdie in through here. Oh, a little bit of a block.
Yeah, it looked good out of his hands, just caught that last bush that he had to miss to get the two.
Here we have Cam. Too easy for him with the PA3. He had a bit of a slow start in round one at the Admiral, but he started to heat up towards the end, still maintain his second position on the leaderboard, and starting strong with the birdie here.
Yeah, and this is one you really want to get to start if you're around. And here's Gibney for two. Should be just a tap in for Gibney as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He had a beautiful drive, and he's going to get rewarded with a pretty routine putt, as he will tap in for a birdie as well. So it looks like we're going to have two birds and two pars here for hole one. Again, shout out to Ryan Rhodes, again, kind of a newcomer out of Austin, Texas. I think he played some in Washington State kind of back in, like, the year 2020. He's had a couple of, like, B and C tier wins. But, again, not a name that we've seen very often over here. As now we're into hole two. And, Chris, why don't you tell me about this one?
Yeah, hole two, you have two shots that you try to throw in this hole. You have the forehand that most players will elect for, or the backhand turnover through that high gap over here to the left. And really it's just distance control into this this wide open green. It does have a path right behind it, but that plays in bounds. You don't get into real trouble until you get into the main road. Yeah,
the main road, the only OB that you really have to worry about on this one. So as long as you can stay in the fairway, it should be good to go. As we're going to see Cam go with the flick play that you were talking about. That's riding a little bit too far left, and it's going to get caught in some shrubbery. Unfortunately, not able to fade out. So he's going to have a little bit of a scramble ahead of him. And Gibney was kind of struggling with the forehand in round one, and it seems like that struggle is still there. He's basically joining Cam in the woods.
Yeah, and those are two shots, so they're going to be tough to get out of there to get your three. And looks like Matteo may have sawed that off a little bit.
Oh, catches a branch. That's the other thing about this hole is there is a decent low ceiling kind of right towards the end of the tunnel that can catch you and knock you down. And so far, no one's really in birdie range. And I mean, Matt has kind of a run, but it's going to be tough. And so we see Ryan come next with a good flick, and that looks a lot better if it can just punch through. And indeed it does, but it's still a long putt.
Yeah, he's still got a long way to go. It's a little high out of his hand, but he has the best look on the card.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Matty's lie is, but either way, they're going to have some long putts, and so you see Cam just trying to scramble out of here as best he can with a little bit of a flick, and he's done well, but he's... No, never mind. That's actually perfect.
Yeah, he's got a little bit to go, but it's not too hard of a putt to clean up his par.
Within 25 feet easily, maybe even 20, as we have Gibney up next trying to also scramble out there. And beautiful.
Yeah, about the same. He should have an easy cleanup.
Matt just laying up, realizing that was about his best option. With the lead, he knows he has that cushion, doesn't have to take any risk there.
And it looks like we got about, what, 35, 40 foot here for his two.
Mm-hmm.
and just a little layup. Gonna have possibly 4 pars on this second hole.
Does seem like a par frame, which no donations for that, but if you want to hit up my Wells Fargo account, give me a shout. But yeah, just one of those holes that can be a little bit touchy. Distance not necessarily the factor, but again, that low ceiling, some tight fairways, definitely. I am surprised that at least not one person got a birdie on this hole. I mean, hole 2 did play, though, as like one of the top 6 most difficult holes. It played .06 over par. There was only, you know, I think 17% of the field birdieing it, so it did play pretty difficult this day.
Yeah, and it's a very important tee shot.
What's up guys, Clemonade here. My name is Zach Melton.
I'm Eric Oakley. I'm here to test out the Evader. I love this for a stable fairway driver slot that's less than a Felon, maybe a touch more than an Explorer.
And that Evader, like it wanted to fade. Like the fade was pretty noticeable, but it was kind of gliding the whole time.
Very straight with a little bit of finish.
This disc is already made its way into my bag.
All right, now we're back into it here. Hole number 3. This used to actually be hole 5. We actually had some changes to the course right before the tournament. But Cam just didn't, like he said, didn't really throw it as hard as he would have wanted to. He left himself a bit short. He's getting these up next.
Gibney's going the more straight at it route. Kind of caught the one tree, but it had real good reaction. He's got about 15
Oh, that's great.
foot.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people sometimes will go like the overstable backhand flex, kind of like what Cam was going for, but just didn't juice it enough. And so we see MADGA up next, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, this one looks good for Matteo, and he just needs it to finish a little bit to the left, and he's good to go.
Yeah, most people are attacking this probably with like stable to overstable putters or mids. Not sure what your throw would have been here, Chris.
Yeah, I go an overstable PA1 off of this tee.
Okay.
Just leave it out there and just let it finish to the left.
Looks like everyone so far did pretty well. Again, Cam left himself a bit short, but still have a little bit of a long look at it here. That's probably like 45 to 50 feet away. That's big. What a putt from Cam. I know his putt was struggling a bit at times in round 1, but that's a beauty. That's more what you expect from Cam.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to, dial in that putter and, ready to make a run.
Yeah, still using the PA3, but I know that he was talking to me a few weeks before he came out to a random doubles, and he was telling me that he had really changed up his putting stroke a lot, trying to, change it. So he is coming with a little bit of a different putting approach. Unfortunately for Ryan there, I don't even think he grabbed metal there, just a little bit of an air ball, unfortunately. But still should be able to get his par.
Yeah, should be able to get his par, but it was just left out of his hand the entire way, and Matteo cleaned up his too, and it looks...
So Ryan just needs to focus up, make sure he gets out of here with the par, which I imagine he'll be able to do. He reminds me so much in his putting form of Adam Hammis. I don't know if you would agree. He has that same like right knee lean when he comes down, so it's kind of fun watching him putt from watching the footage here.
Yeah, he looks... That's the kind of the same vibe that I got from watching him putt and Gibney cleaning up his two right here. But it looks like he's just a straight at the basket putter.
Why don't you talk us a little bit through hole 4 now, Chris? This is a touchy one as well.
Yeah, this is a touchy with a little bit of uphill. Most of the time you're gonna throw your straight mid range and just try to get it to land as close as you can to this fence and slide up to the basket. You got a little bit of trouble on the left and right side, and then about 30 feet behind the basket you have a road. But just take that straight mid-range and just throw it at the fence and have it go.
Yeah, you just want to get it through the fence, over the fence, or under it. Hitting one of the fence posts is annoying from personal experience. As Cam's drawn it up exactly the way you want to, just right next to the basket.
Yeah, that's the perfect shot for the hole right there.
And it plays a little bit longer than the distance will indicate, just because it does play slightly uphill, so worth noting that as well as we see Gibney up next. And as long as I can fade out before it hits one of those late trees. Oh, it did make it. Oh, no. Okay, wait, that is in bounds. Oh, just barely.
Yeah, just barely. He overcooked that a little bit, but he should have about a 25-30 footer for a 2.
Ooh, Gibney. That was mega close. And I think this is going to be, I think that's the M Model S from Matteo.
Yeah, and it
And
was
he's
just
caught some shrubs.
just a misfire. He stayed left, and they kicked it straight down.
Now, I wonder if anybody would throw this forehand, because that space to the left is a little bit more open than the right-hand side, so it does give you the room to flex a forehand, but unfortunately, his never really came out.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people throw the forehand, but the fairway does shape well for that shot.
You can kind of see Matt in that pocket I'm talking about with this approach shot, where there's a little bit of a room there if you want to fit a forehand. That's a nice little touch forehand. Again, Matt has been really impressed with his touch forehand lately, especially in round 1 at Admiral. It's gotten him out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and he's always had a really good, touch forehand for approach shots.
Ooh, nice little jumper run there from Ryan. It's a little wide. Still should be able to clean up the par, no problem.
Here's Gibney. He got his meter in from almost being OB and see if he can capitalize on the good luck.
Yes, sir. He will take advantage of that opportunity. And his putting has also been on fire throughout this tournament. That's kind of one of the strengths of his game, I feel like.
Yeah, he's always been a really good putter, and it doesn't really matter the distance. He's going to give, some kind of metal touch.
Oh, no. Oh, he got mocked, as I like to call it.
Yeah, which, he did miss a little bit to the right, but, that was just a lot of reaction for the change that he hit.
Yeah, you really got to baby your putters into these baskets, I feel like. If you're not used to putting on them, they can definitely require a little bit more touch than maybe other baskets. As Matteo will clean up his par as well, and Cam is starting to gain a little bit of ground now all of a sudden here on Matteo. Matt had him, I think, by 3 or 4 strokes, but...
Yeah, I think Matt had 4 strokes going into this round, and, Cam's done cut that in half.
Came up first, and he didn't like it out of his hand, but he got a favorable skip inside the road, I think, and he got right down to the basket for a birdie.
Yeah, he almost caught the one thing that you want to avoid, and that's the curb on this hole. A lot of people hang it out wide.
Oh, yeah, Gibney giving us the Gibney shimmy.
And about the same spot as Cam.
Yeah, a little bit deeper, and maybe that tree might obstruct him, but otherwise good. Matteo, that also looks good. It's just about missing those roots, I feel like, a lot of time on this hole, but he's absolutely parked it.
Yeah, roots, and then that one crepe myrtle is the one, a little bit of trouble you get on this hole. If you can just avoid them, you're sitting pretty well, and it looks like he got through.
Caught that tree at the end. He's right next to Gibney now, but, still manageable.
Yeah, usually that tree catches it and just throws it straight down.
I don't even know who this is. I think that's Matt.
I think it's Gibney.
Oh, it's actually Gibney. You're right. Sorry. Yes, he'll get it. The purple putter kind of gave it away there, but he was doing some Bear Grylls action up there or something. Able to get out, though, and get his birdie. He's on a roll right now.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row. 4 in a row? No, 3 in a row.
He didn't get one. There it is, Ryan. Beautiful putt to get his birdie. Not letting that in that last hole phase him. And now we'll see Cam step up and likely should find his birdie as well, you'd imagine. Matt absolutely parked, so he'll just tap in. So again, it's just that classic battle between Cam and Matteo at this point, and the gap is starting to close a little bit.
Yep, and I think we're going to get our first star frame of the round here.
Absolutely. And congrats to all the players. Now here we're at hole 6. Got the nice, beautiful flyover here.
Yeah.
A pretty simple hole, all considered.
Yeah, you just take, your stable putters or mid-ranges, and, you just trust it over this this water. And then if you throw it into the bottom of the hill, usually it slides up right to the basket. Really not a lot of trouble on this hole. Just, commit to your shot.
Yeah, exactly. That hill being that backstop really kind of allows you to not worry too much, as looks like Cam's done that one pretty much perfect. Yes, yes, he did.
Yeah, that's as bad as good as it gets.
Oh, absolutely. Again, it's not too difficult. It's just sometimes the water can get in your head. Wind can obviously be a factor on this hole as well because it is kind of really open. You are going to see Gibney step up, and that might be fading out a little too much for his liking.
He had a really good reaction on that hill. Usually if you get over the top of that hill, it goes about another 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, that was fortunate as Matteo let that one slide right a little bit, but it was able to still fade in just perfectly, so he will be able to get his birdie no problem, you'd imagine, with that.
Yeah, so far we got 2 guys apart.
Even Gibney's not too far away. Ryan steps up next, and that's looking pretty beautiful as long as it does not fade too much or catches that hill and stops. Ooh, that's a little bit more than he would want, but still manageable.
It's a good putt. He's starting to feel it now.
Yeah, back-to-back for him, I believe. Great recovery after that. I think he had a bogey on 4. So
Yeah, bogey on 4 and now back-to-back birdies. And
nice.
There goes Gibney for I think his 4th in a row.
Yeah, Gibney's crushing it right now. Yeah, that would be his 4th in a row. Cam, same position, by the way. This could be his 4th in a row as well.
Got it going on.
Gibney's such a character, man.
Really,
I loved having him on these cards and just seeing his interactions with the players and see him keep it lighthearted even when things, are sometimes going tough. But fortunately for him, it didn't go tough for too often for him. He's playing really well as we're on hole 7, which is a bit of a bomber.
yeah, this one, you want to. It's a full power throw, but you want to just got to be accurate too and keep it low, like as Cam has done. That's about the spot most players land. With that kind of ground play, it's a tough 2 to get.
Oh, absolutely, tough 2 for sure. As we have getting up next, and he's got a good amount of power, so I wouldn't doubt if he can get up there, and that's looking great.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to hyzer out just a little bit, but he's going to have a very easy approach to get his 3. He'll even have a chance to run a long 2 putt.
Yeah, not quite pin high, but still way on up there. So, Adio coming up next, letting it rip, and as long as, ooh, that's holding right a little bit too much, it needs to fade out because he can get in trouble over there. He hits some limbs, but oh my goodness, what? It still just comes all the way through. That's beautiful. He's pin high.
Probably the closest I've seen anyone get in a while on this hole.
This is a little stable.
You can see Ryan is playing a little bit safe here, and that's understandable. I mean, this is kind of, I feel almost bonus birdie for a lot of people, so just making sure you don't get into too much trouble on the right side of the fairway, make sure you get your clean approach for par, and that's a smart play from Ryan.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys in the field that are going to get this hole this weekend. Really good upshot by Ryan.
Yeah, hole 7 actually played as the fourth most difficult hole. It played .22 over par. There's only 3 birdies in the field. So shout out to Benjamin Fulford, Cameron Roberts, and Philip Tyler Belt. We'll see if these other 2 people can do it, as Cam has a chance to maybe join those people on birdies. Oof.
It's the first putt today that's not looked very Cam-like.
Matt has a great chance at a birdie here to join those people, and oh, that's a rare miss, especially from that range.
I think that's the first miss that I've seen Matt have this weekend.
Within circle 1 for sure, yeah. Ryan will get his par, no problem. So everybody will be taking pars here, but again, it's definitely played difficult. So I think it only got birdie by 7% of the field or so, or actually less than that, 6% of the field. Everyone just cleaning up, and we'll be moving on to our next new hole, or kind of a new hole. It's old for some old school folks, but new to competition for, it's been a while since it's been put into play. So I'll actually let you here in just a second, Chris, kind of talk through another par 4's been added to the course. We don't have too many of these, but this one's been added, and it can be a little bit tough.
Yeah, this one, the tee shot's the most important shot. You just want to take whatever distance or fairway driver that you're the most accurate with and just release it on a little hyzer to try to land in this zone that's coming up. You don't want to flip it over into that parking lot, and you don't want to release early because those woods,
it's jail in there.
It's bogey at best if you get
you just basically need to beat that silver pole in the center of the fairway and just try not to fade left too harshly into those woods you're talking about, because you're not getting out. Like, let me just put it that way. Unless you're only like about 6 inches in, yeah, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So yeah, let's see how these players shake out. As again, some of these guys will have played this hole a long time ago, particularly Cam was on the South team, if I'm not mistaken, years ago, so he may recognize this hole a bit.
He did, and he got a late flip, but out of his hand it was a little oh, and that got way up there.
Oh yeah, he hucked it, and he didn't go deep in the woods either. That was actually a perfect fly. He looked a little bit concerned as it came out of his hand, but it wound up being perfect. It should be an easy approach for birdie for him. As long as that fades, it looks good too.
Yep, and Gibney's gonna like that one. That's the ideal landing spot. I mean, it's just a little soft hyzer into the green.
Yeah, again, another perfectly executed shot there from Gibney. He's been great off the tee today. It's a little low, but it still should be fine because it's got a lot of speed.
Yep. Just gotta hope it stays out of the woods, and he's a little bit further in than Cam, but it still should be no problem.
Yeah, I would imagine that he should be able to approach with the birdie as well. This looks good.
Yes, this is the shot that I think everyone wants to throw right here, and he's going to be right in the middle of the fairway, and that's perfect.
So perfect fairway hits from our entire card. This is a hole that I feel is a little bit trickier than maybe what these players just showed.
Yeah, it's just that first shot is so, you got to put so much power on it, and you have to be accurate with it. And it's just,
Ooh.
That's a really good run right there, and he stopped before he got into the woods.
I thought it's like one of those accidental runs, but then almost went in, so looks good. As again, that nice little touch Annie forehand gonna get Matt out of trouble and put him right under the basket.
Yeah, right now I feel like if he's having to throw an approach shot with a forehand, you might as well just count it being right by the basket for Matteo.
Yeah, he had some brilliant recoveries at the Admiral for sure, and looking hot again today is perfect little hyzer approach there from Gibney. Got maybe a little bit more speed than he won at the end, but who cares? He's still within 15 feet.
Cam having to get it on a knee here. Just a little nice approach shot. He got so far up the fairway that it was just an easy approach.
Yeah, so we're hoping for another star frame at this point, as everyone's done their job off the tee and has had a really clean approach as well. So there it is, Ryan getting his bird. I imagine the rest should follow, really. I mean, they have all done exactly what they needed to earn this score. That's a little bit tricky for Gibney because he's kind of tall. He's behind some branches there, having to do a little bit of a straddle stance. But again, I expect him to be able to put this one in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got
He
you.
was a little concerned with that one. But ended up staying in. Yeah. Looks like Ryan may have forgot his disc while he was over there. They made this hole look a lot easier than what it is. But it's a really good hole for their lead card right there.
Absolutely. Now we're on another new hole, hole number 9, the last one here of this front 9. Hard to see the basket off the tee, but it is mostly going to be a forehand right, our backhand turnover for pretty much all of our players, and that is pretty darn good.
Yeah, and this basket's a little elevated.
The furthest side on my life.
Just want to take an overstable disc.
Cam not really known for crazy distance side arms, but can pull it out when he needs to. He did just well, and uh-oh.
That's the first misfire from Gibney this round.
Again, I feel like his forehand at times was giving him trouble today in the first couple of rounds. See a backhand roller?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I had not seen the backhand roller play on this hole when I was watching people practice. It was either the backhand turnover or the forehand for pretty much everyone.
I feel like the wind today kind of set up a lot better for the forehand, but I mean, Matteo can work some magic with his rollers. He just let that one get a little bit away from him.
And that was a good shot from Ryan. I mean, again, it's going to be a long putt, but definitely put himself in good position. This seemed like a kind of a tough one to get, to be honest with you. He did play his top 5 most difficult in the tournament.
And Gibney almost made that one from way out.
Oh, wow. Yeah. This one came in as .12 over par. We only had 5 birdies on the day. Will these players be some of them?
Ryan just laying up to take his 3. Here's Matteo. Good run, just a little short.
Now Cam, our last chance for our lead card to get a birdie here on this hole, which again was very difficult today.
Where's the tailwind, dude?
Oh, that was so close. Yeah, you could hear it there. He was expecting to get knocked down by the tailwind, but it did not happen. It's a little too high. So now everyone's just trying to clean up their pars.
Yeah, and this isn't an easy putt for Cam right here.
Yeah, definitely had a decent distance comebacker, and he was able to nail it, though. And everyone else should really be tapping in at this point based on either doing the layup or doing the nice little soft, safe bid.
Literally, I'm like,
little friendly banter amongst the card. Love to see that, keeping the spirits high. As we see Matt continuing to truck along the front 9 here. He's at 16 down. Cam only 2 strokes behind that, and Gibney 2 strokes behind that. So a pretty tight race on our top 3 players.
Yeah, and 4 strokes separates the top 3, and both Gibney and Cam got some strokes back on Matt. So it's going to be exciting. Final 9 of South and close the gap.
Yeah, again, a big shout out to all of our sponsors who have helped make this possible, as well as the course and our TD. And we'll catch you on the back 9 here in just a bit.